How many times in the last 7 days have you woken up in the middle of the night with the sole thought, I need to go to the bathroom again? Once, twice, or maybe 3, or even 4 times. You get up, struggling to break free from sleep, walk in the dark, and then can't fall asleep again for a long time. In the morning, you wake up feeling completely shattered. It seems as if you never even slept. This fatigue accumulates over weeks, turning life into a constant struggle for energy. Many believe it is simply a consequence of age or that it should be this way, but it is not. Your kidneys are literally begging for help. Night awakenings, or nocturia as it's called in medicine, are not just an inconvenience. This is a signal that your body is working to its limits. Your kidneys cannot filter the fluid during the day and have to wake you at night. But what if I tell you that there is a simple and natural way to support your kidneys? 1 glass of a special drink before bed can help you forget about bathroom trips until morning. Don't rush to think this is another complicated medicine. The solution we'll discuss today is based on research from leading nephrologists and nutrition specialists who have studied how simple components affect our water balance for decades. Just 1 glass before bed and your kidneys will thank you, allowing you to finally enjoy that deep, restorative sleep you've longed for. Stay with us until the end, and I will tell you what exactly should be in this glass. Before we reveal this simple recipe, please write 1 word in the comments. What do you usually drink before bed? Tea, water, or perhaps kefir? This is very important for understanding the big picture. Right now, click the like button. This small gesture will not only support our project, but also help others like you seeking to improve their sleep and care for their kidneys. Let's figure out what happens in our body when the clock hands cross midnight. Why do the buds, which should rest with us, suddenly decide to pull an all-nighter? Many attribute this to age, shrugging it off as inevitable. But age is not a sentence. This is a process that must be understood in order to control it. Our kidneys are amazing, tireless workers. Just think, every day they filter hundreds of liters of our blood, cleansing it of toxins and waste. During the day, they work at full capacity like a powerful filtration station. At night, nature has provided a wise mechanism for rest. In our brain, the pituitary gland produces a special hormone called vasopressin, or antidiuretic hormone. This is essentially our personal night guard for the kidneys. When darkness falls, he gives the buds a clear command to rest, reduce urine production, and make it more concentrated. This hormone allows our bladder to fill very slowly, enabling a healthy person to sleep peacefully for 6, 7, or sometimes even 8 hours straight without waking up. So what happens in this well-tuned system? The first problem, as we age, our body unfortunately begins to produce this nighttime regulator less and less. The kidneys do not receive the signal that it's time to rest and continue filtering blood with the same intensity as during the day. As a result, the bladder fills faster, sending signals to the brain too often. The second problem lies within the bladder itself. Over the years, its walls can lose elasticity, becoming stiffer or, as doctors explain, hyperactive. Imagine a balloon that has lost its ability to stretch over time. Similarly, the bladder loses its useful capacity, holding less fluid than before and signaling the brain that it is full, even with a small amount of urine. The third reason is our evening habits. If we consume a lot of liquids after 5 or 6 in the evening, whether it's tea, water, or compote, we create additional strain on the kidneys. They haven't received the signal that it's time to sleep, and we are adding to their workload by processing this liquid. Moreover, pay attention to your legs in the evening. Do you often notice swelling? Even if they are minor and almost imperceptible, fluid accumulates in the legs throughout the day. This is a basic law of gravity, especially if you have been sitting or standing a lot. What happens when we go to sleep? Correct. We assume a horizontal position. All the fluid that has pooled in the legs returns to the bloodstream. The kidneys detect this sudden excess of water in the vessels and begin to actively eliminate it to avoid overloading the heart. That is why the first urge to urinate often arises an hour or an hour and a half after we lie down. Thus, it is a whole complex of reasons. And it is not just discomfort. Every time you wake up, your dream is interrupted in the most important and deep phase, leading to the release of the stress hormone, cortisol. This, in turn, raises blood pressure and negatively affects our nervous system. We need not just to sleep longer, but also to protect our health. Therefore, the solution should not be harsh, but rather soothing. The drink we will talk about today is aimed at helping to regulate these complex mechanisms and calm the urinary system. We already know that excessive consumption of plain water or tea before bedtime leads to frequent awakenings. We consciously reduce our liquid intake after 6 in the evening. But the glass we will talk about is not just a drink. This is a concentrated, warm healing elixir that, if you like, serves as a signaling drink for our body. It should be consumed in small volumes, but it brings enormous benefits. We will not resort to rare and expensive exotic herbs. The main character of our recipe today is something familiar to all of us since childhood: our old, good, yet unjustly forgotten pumpkin seeds. Yes, yes, don't be surprised. These tiny and modest seeds are a true treasure trove of substances vital for kidney health. And what is especially important is that they promote the tranquility of our bladder. Why exactly them? Research in the fields of nutrition and urology conducted over the past decades reveals their amazing properties. It turns out that pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium. And magnesium is not just a mineral, it is our main mineral of tranquility. Remember, we mentioned that the bladder becomes hyperactive and nervous with age, and its muscles start to contract, sending false signals. Well, magnesium is what is needed to reduce this hyperactivity. It acts as a natural relaxant, gently and carefully relaxing the muscle fibers of the bladder walls. As a result, the bladder stops involuntarily contracting over minor issues, its capacity increases, and it can accumulate a normal amount of urine before signaling to awaken. But that's not all. Pumpkin seeds contain unique plant compounds known as phytosterols, particularly beta-sitosterol. These substances, as numerous studies have shown, work wonders for the entire urinary system. They help improve the tone of the pelvic floor muscles and the bladder itself. This is especially important as weak muscles often lead to incomplete emptying. You could have gone to the bathroom before bed, but a little liquid might remain, and in an hour or so, that residual urine, plus new urine produced by the kidneys, will fill the bladder again. Phytosterols promote complete emptying of the bladder down to the last drop, giving you much more time for peaceful sleep. Therefore, our glass will not just be water with seeds, but a specially prepared warm drink based on them. This will be real pumpkin milk, or, if you prefer, a velvety brew that delivers magnesium and phytosterols directly to the target. It won't create excessive strain on the kidneys. No, he will provide them with the exact building materials that will help both them and the bladder function properly in a calm, nighttime mode. It's like giving a tired watchman a warm blanket and saying, "It's all right. Rest. We will manage." Now I will tell you how to properly prepare this healing drink. Let's dive into the process so you clearly understand what magic, in fact pure science, is happening in your body at this moment before sleep. When you drink this warm, velvety drink, you trigger a whole chain of beneficial events. First, as mentioned, magnesium comes into play. Imagine the walls of your bladder as a network of tiny muscle fibers. Many people suffering from nocturia have their muscle fibers in a constant mild spasm. They feel tension and anxiety, reacting to even slight stretches. Magnesium, entering the body in an accessible and warm form, acts like a key to a lock. It binds to receptors on muscle cells and signals them to relax and calm down. This does not mean the bladder becomes sluggish. It simply stops being hyperactive. It returns to its normal elastic state, allowing it to stretch calmly and hold urine. In addition, phytosterols begin to take effect. If magnesium is a calming agent for muscles, then phytosterols act as a trainer. They help restore the proper tone of the sphincter and the muscles responsible for complete evacuation. That's why the last trip to the bathroom an hour after drinking is so important. You go to the bathroom, and thanks to the action of these substances, the bladder contracts effectively and completely, relieving all its contents. Thus, there is no residual urine, which often causes awakening after just an hour. You start the night with an empty bladder, giving you significant time. The warmth of the drink also matters. Warm liquids are a universal natural spasmolytic. When a warm drink passes through the esophagus and reaches the stomach, it causes a reflex relaxation of the smooth muscles throughout the abdominal cavity, including the urinary system. This relaxation helps reduce overall tension, calm the nervous system, and prepare the body for sleep. And finally, the volume. One glass is the perfect balance. It's enough to deliver the necessary active substances, but not enough to put a significant strain on the kidneys. The kidneys will manage to filter this volume before you sink into a deep sleep. Unlike a cup of tea, which has a diuretic effect, or a glass of cold water, our warm drink immediately starts to work. setting the system to relax rather than to panic. Thus, you simultaneously solve three problems: calming the hyperactive bubble, ensuring its complete emptying, and not overloading the kidneys at night. Now, the most important thing is how to prepare this healing drink to bring maximum benefit. The recipe is surprisingly simple, but it has a few important nuances. Please remember them. You will need just two ingredients: raw, peeled pumpkin seeds, and clean water. I want to emphasize that the seeds must be raw, not roasted or salted, as we often buy them as a snack. Why is this so important? Thermal processing, such as frying, destroys a significant portion of the delicate phytosterols necessary for bladder tone. And salt is something we categorically exclude in the evening. It retains water in the tissues, creating swelling that our kidneys have to work to eliminate at night. We need a clean, natural product. So here is a step-by-step instruction. Step 1. Take exactly 2 tablespoons of raw peeled pumpkin seeds without a heap. Step 2. Grind them to a fine consistency. A coffee grinder is best for this. In just a few seconds, you will have fresh, fragrant pumpkin flour. If you don't have a coffee grinder, you can use a powerful blender. Our goal is to fully open the seeds so they can release all their beneficial nutrients into the water. Step 3. Transfer the resulting flour into a glass or cup. Step 4. Pour the powder with 1 glass of hot water. An important point: the water should not be boiling, just freshly boiled. The ideal temperature is around 70, a maximum of 80 degrees Celsius. This is the level of heating when the water is hot but does not destroy the beneficial fats and compounds in the seeds. Step 5. Stir everything thoroughly. You will notice how the water instantly turns a milky white color. This is our pumpkin milk. Step 6. Cover the glass with a saucer and let the drink steep for 7 to 10 minutes, allowing the water to absorb magnesium, phytosterols, and other essential microelements. It should be consumed warm, not cold or hot, but comfortably warm. It is important to drink it all to the bottom. If there is a small sediment left, that's normal. These are the heaviest particles of the seeds, and they should also be consumed. The key point is the timing of consumption. Drink this glass exactly 1 hour before you plan to go to sleep. Not right before turning off the light, and not 3 hours before sleep, but exactly 1 hour. Why is this important? We need to give magnesium time to start its relaxing effect on the bladder. Additionally, the liquid must undergo primary processing. And here is the main point of the ritual. An hour after drinking the beverage and preparing for sleep, make sure to visit the restroom one last time. Thanks to the drink and the right mindset, your bladder will empty completely, allowing you to sleep peacefully. This drink is a natural and safe remedy for most people. However, like any active product, there are nuances. Please be careful. First, if you have an allergy to pumpkin or its seeds, this recipe is not suitable. Secondly, people with serious kidney diseases, such as acute renal failure or the presence of kidney stones, especially oxalate stones, should definitely consult a doctor before introducing this drink into their diet. Pumpkin seeds are rich in minerals, and your doctor should assess how this fits into your diet. Also, if you have gastrointestinal issues, such as gastritis with increased acidity in an exacerbation phase, start with a very small dose, literally 1 teaspoon of seeds per glass. Remember that our recommendations are for informational purposes only and cannot replace a consultation with a doctor. If you suddenly start waking up at night accompanied by pain or discomfort, be sure to consult a specialist. Just 1 simple glass can become the barrier that separates you from a peaceful night. Your health and full rest are in your hands. Don't postpone taking care of yourself. Try this simple recipe tonight. You deserve to wake up in the morning full of strength and energy, not broken and tired. Be sure to stay with us so you don't miss new episodes where we will share even more secrets of health and longevity. And, of course, share your experiences in the comments, how this drink affected your sleep. Your feedback is very important. Stay healthy and sleep well. Until next time.